What's up guys, today's a pretty exciting day. I'm actually going to go collect my brand new car. So whilst I was in Thailand, I thought I need to soften the blow of coming back to the lovely UK with this lovely weather. So I thought, what a better way to get one of my dream cars I've always dreamed of having basically. So yeah, I'm gonna go collect my new car. So let's see what you think of it. And yeah, I bought this from Derby. I did it all over the phone. Very good service from the dealership, which you'll see in a second. Yeah, I'm really excited. It's been a dream car. I always wanted to get this car for a long time. I used to speak about it with my friends when I was growing up, about having one of these. And yeah, let's go to get it. Right, I'm here at the dealership a little bit early because it's 9:30. I was booked in for 10 o'clock, so I did apologise. I know what it's like when customers turn up early, but I'm so excited to come and finally pick my car up. For me, I don't know, just a little explanation of why I want to have a good car all the time is it just makes me work harder. It's kind of a passion of mine, it always has been a passion, and it gives me that motivation to wake up every single day, get into a nice car, go to work, and just work hard. And when deals come in or problems that arise, you know, I think about it, well, what am I doing this all for? Well, it's fun, my passion, you know, having a nice car and driving to work in a decent environment, you know, it just works for me. I like it. Well boys, what can I say? Pretty much a dream come true. Quite a lot of emotion. It's like I've always wanted an M3 for so long, for many years, and I finally got one. Brand new 24 plate, 1st of March, so handover day, new reg day, first car going out the dealership. Over the moon. I mean, this car is just absolutely stunning. The interior is incredible, the colour's incredible, everything, the spec is absolutely perfect. Exactly what I was looking for. So very happy, over the moon now, and I want to go give it a good test drive. Got to do a running service at 1,000 miles, I think it's, or 1,200 miles, so I can't really go too crazy with it. Don't want to avoid any warranties, but guys, I just can't tell you how happy I am right now. This is just crazy. Like, this car is it's incredible. It looks absolutely incredible in here. The quality of the interior, just everything is just insane. Yeah, this is incredible. The seats are actually really comfortable as well, which I'm quite happy about. I didn't go for the bucket seats on this one because I've just heard that they were really uncomfortable for long journeys, and I do quite a lot of miles. I'm not one of those guys who puts the car in the garage and never uses it. You know, I do a lot of miles in my car, so I want to be comfortable. But I love the colour of the interior, especially this. It's got like the Alcantara style leather inserts, leather white here. Lots of room, wireless car charging. Not sure what this is here. This is a digital key. So this is a digital key, so you can start the car without this. I've got the key here. This has got an amazing full screen that goes across the whole dash. I mean, that is just insane. So yes boys, that's it. I'm going to give this a drive, show you what it's like, and I'm going to make quite a lot more videos in terms of me just driving, because I've always found when I'm making content, I find it difficult to just speak directly at camera and just be concise with the way that I speak basically. It's quite difficult. I mean, if you guys are watching this, if you ever give it a go, try and get a camera in front of you and just speak at the camera without somebody actually speaking back to you. Trying to continue a conversation to the level that you usually speak is actually quite difficult. So I want to practice that, and the way I've always found it quite easy to be done in the passes basically by having the camera mounted in the dash, and I speak whilst I'm driving. So yeah, let's see how this goes. I'm really excited to get some content started. Thank you to BMW Derby, they've done a fantastic job, especially Louise. She did a really good job of the sales process. It was straight away very flawless. They sorted everything out for me, got the car ready for me immediately. So if you are looking for a BMW, make sure to go down to here, Stratton BMW, ask for Louise. They do a very, very good job. Oh mate, it feels so good. So I can't rev it now, really?
Well, yeah, a little bit. It's gone off now.
All right, first impressions. I've had the car for 24 hours now, and my God, this car is insane. I always thought it was going to be fast and just exciting, but it's just blown my mind. It's just absolutely incredible. And I just know that I'm going to have so much fun owning this car as a daily driver. Personally, I think you can have this as a daily driver. If you're a bit precious about your cars, then I can understand that this would be, I don't know, a difficult decision to make in terms of using for a daily driver. But for me personally, I like to enjoy my cars. When I had my Range Rover before, I just used it every day, and it was a very nice car to have, but it just didn't have the excitement that this BMW has. It was very comfortable to drive the Range Rover, and it looked incredible, don't get me wrong. It looked absolutely amazing. The hybrid version that I had just wasn't very exciting to drive. So if you wanted comfort, you're not bothered about excitement, then the Range Rover is one to go for. But when I came back and I was deciding what car to have, you know, I looked at an X5, which was, I was looking at the X5 30D, and that was a diesel engine, just because it's more economical, because I do quite a fair amount of miles, to be honest, with where I travel to every day. I just didn't want to go back to kind of boring. I wanted to kind of get something that was a little bit more boisterous and go back to to my original kind of passion, really, was getting a bit of like a race car as such. And the M3 is a perfect option for that because it's got so much power. It looks absolutely insane as well, and it's very premium. The interior just blows away the Range Rover interior by miles, and quite a lot of it's competitive, to be honest, because I looked at the Mercedes. I didn't think anything come close to the M3, apart from maybe the RS7, but it was just a touch above my budget, to be honest with you, so I didn't really want to go towards that. So I decided on the M3, and this is basically where I've ended up with. The interior in the M3, the BMWs in general, the new ones, are absolutely spectacular. It's so smooth, it doesn't lag. That's one thing I had with the Range Rover, is it lagged all the time. Whenever you were trying to choose songs or change the radio or just use basic functions, it was just so laggy. It was terrible, to be honest with you. And I think Range Rover really needs to up the game in that regard. Whether they have in the new models, I don't know, but I don't know. I haven't been in them, so. But the iDrive is just out of this world. It's got so many different apps. It's so functional. It's very, very quick, very speedy. And yeah, it's just a really good system. It works really, really well. Anyway, so I've got my GoPro set up now, and one of the reasons I got my GoPro into the car is that, I don't know about you guys, but I think of things when I'm driving. You know, about business, I think about life, I think about a lot, because it's, for me, driving in the car is kind of like therapy. I don't know how to explain it, but it is. Always has been. I love driving long distances, love doing road trips. I love being in my car all the time. That's why I find it easier to speak to the camera when I am driving, because my brain flow just flows much quicker than if I was just sat in front of a camera in my apartment, as I was doing before. So you're going to see a lot more vlog style, me talking to the camera whilst I'm in the car. And it's not just going to be about business. It's going to be about life in general, just all the things that are going on in my life, to be honest, and where I am progressing to. So let's just go back onto more the personal stuff then. I just want to touch on that. Where I am right now is I've just moved back to the UK, and a lot of people will probably be thinking, I even thought myself, you know, why have I moved back to the UK? Well, the problem I had with living in Thailand related to my business wasn't that the business wasn't working. No, the business was doing absolutely amazing. It's been doing very, very well. But the problem is that I found it difficult to make content that was related to my business in Thailand. So it was hard to get footage of vans. It was hard to speak about vans in person, in my workshop, how I run my business, speaking about employees, etc., whilst being on the other side of the world, just in my apartment. So it didn't really stack up to me being able to generate good content, which would then turn into building the personal brand. So that's one of the reasons. I also just got a little bit tired of sitting around all the time, you know, laptop lifestyle is great, it's good, but after a while it does get a little bit monotonous, and I've never been this kind of person that goes and sits in cafes and sits on the laptop and works all the time. I prefer to be out and about, driving around, doing business in person, going to see things, you know, looking at stock. I don't know how to explain it, just like to be out and about. I've always been like that from the moment I even started working with my dad, to be honest. So when I used to work in Italy, I was in the car pretty much every day, you know, driving all around Italy with my dad, going to see large wholesale stocks of shoes or whatever was going on, clothes, handbags, etc., whatever we wanted to put in the shops. So I've been accustomed to that, and I prefer that way of doing business, you know, face to face, speaking with people, understanding the business, what's going on, what's for sale, is it worth me buying this, how can I sell it, all this kind of stuff, that kind of like commerce. So I found that difficult to do that in Thailand. Now, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love Thailand, but for me, with my career growth, it just didn't align for what I was doing right now. And maybe one day that will change. I would still see myself going back to Thailand like once or twice a year, have a bit of time in Samui, do some fighting, enjoy the place. But for now, work, I need to get back to really going on to the next level of my career. And I couldn't find that kind of like position to be able to do that in Thailand. So yeah, that's why I came back. And to be honest, I'm not that upset about coming back, because I've come back with a much more positive mindset. And one of the reasons I did go to Thailand in the first place is because I was in a very, not a great place. I'm not saying like mental health or anything like that. I just had enough, to be honest. I'd been working hard for quite a long time, and I wanted a break from the monotony of what I was doing all the time, and a few things that was going on in my personal life that just said I would go to Thailand. And I was getting very upset with the way the life was here in the UK. You know, I pick up on things quite a lot, and I do moan about them. And I used to be one of those people who moans all the time. But for now, I've come back with a much more positive mindset, and I've changed that about myself. And I've really started to look at the positives of things in everything I do, even just living here in the UK. So, you know, when I decided to come back, I said, right, well, I'm going to make a positive of it. I'm going to have a good time whilst I live here. I make good money. I'm going to buy a nice car to be able to enjoy the time whilst I'm here, to make it a little bit less, I don't know, depressing, but it's not like that. You know, just to enjoy my time whilst I am here, however long I'm going to be here. Just coming onto a nice road to see if you can hear the engine in a second. Now, I can't rag the car very much, I can't go too fast because it's not done its running service. So unfortunately, I can't really give it very much. But it's still a very punchy car at the moment, it's great. And I think what I'll do is, if I get some good traction on these vlogs, I'll put my GoPro facing forward as well, so you can see what I'm doing, where I'm driving, etc. So I think they're quite good vlogs actually driving. The car in front of me obviously doesn't want to get out of the way. And that's one thing I definitely am going to change about my, well, I'm going to try and change, is my road rage. Because anyone who knows what I'm like in the car, I mean, I'm not as bad as my uncle, he's sort of a level, but I used to get really, really annoyed. But for now, I'm just going to take it easy, enjoy the car, try to not get annoyed with the idiots that we find on the road here in the UK. I don't know why, but here in the UK, the drivers are absolutely terrible. It's probably one of the worst countries that I've been to for shit drivers. And I'm not talking about accidents and that, well, there is so many accidents as well, but just the level of like driving ability by most people, they're just clueless. I don't know why, because it's not like they've not been through a test, but common sense doesn't seem to be very common here. After taking my uncle's advice, which I'm glad I did, I got the X-Drive M3. So this is the 4-wheel drive, and I can already tell it was definitely worth doing, because in the UK roads here, that it's just so wet all the time. With a rear-wheel drive version of this car, you just wouldn't be able to put the power down. You just lose the back end too easily. So I'm very, very happy that I went for the X-Drive. Incredible, guys. This car is absolutely incredible. I can't tell you how incredible it is to drive this car. It feels amazing, it just looks incredible. The dash, you know, it's fucking huge, goes straight across from behind the steering wheel all the way across, and it looks insane. But guys, if you are liking this style of video, this vlog, just let me know, because I like doing this, to be honest. It's a lot easier to talk to the camera and just reel off, and you know, I'm not going to edit videos, you know, I don't have time to do that. I think the best way to put videos is, right now, is to be authentic. And I've spoken to quite a few people who just say they're not really interested in watching these fluffed up YouTube videos. I just want to record myself going about my daily life without doing too much editing or hardly editing at all, not fussing too much about it. And then if it comes into something, then maybe that will, you know, warrant it. But I still don't really think I'll do that anyway, even if it did. And I think that's what more the world needs now, because people don't want this fluffed up, edited YouTube videos, I don't think. But anyway, I'm home now. This is the second day of having my car, and yeah, I'm blown away. I'm just going to keep giving you some updates on how I feel about it. But yeah, this is it's been fantastic so far.